A structure that shouldn't even stand. What if I told you, one of the most famous monuments on Earth is actually defying the laws of physics? We see it as a calm, unmoving icon. But in reality, this structure shouldn't even be standing. Imagine this. Over 1,000 tons of reinforced concrete standing at 700 meters above sea level on a sharp mountain peak, where winds can exceed 200 kilometers per hour. This is Christ the Redeemer, not just a statue, but a victory of human imagination, courage, and engineering. But to truly understand this marvel, we need to go back in time to the year 1921. In 1921, Brazil wanted to celebrate 100 years of independence with a grand symbol. The chosen location? The dangerous and dramatic Mount Corcovado. Beautiful, but extremely hostile. Dense rainforest, powerful Atlantic storms, and violent winds. The project was awarded to engineer Heitor da Silva Costa. But his first design was completely different. He imagined Christ holding a cross in one hand, and the globe in the other. The public reaction? Brutal. People mocked it, calling it Christ with the ball. That failure forced Silva Costa to rethink everything. And then came a brilliant idea. The statue itself would become the cross. It was elegant, modern, and symbolic. But it created a massive engineering problem. How could a cross-shaped structure survive such extreme winds? In the 1920s, the biggest challenge was choosing the right material. Many suggested steel, like the famous Eiffel Tower. But Silva Costa made a bold and risky decision. Reinforced concrete. Why? Because steel, exposed to salty ocean air, would corrode and weaken over time. But concrete at this scale? At this height? For such a complex shape? No one had ever done it before. The structural calculations were assigned to one of France's greatest engineers, Albert Caquot. His task wasn't just to support the weight, over 1,100 tons, but to handle extreme wind pressure. Those outstretched arms? They act like a giant sail in the wind. Even a tiny error at the base could become a massive misalignment at the top. This wasn't just construction. It was engineering at the edge of possibility. While the structure was being prepared in Brazil, the artistic design was coming to life in Paris. French sculptor Paul Landowski created full-scale models of the head and hands. The head alone was nearly 4 meters tall. These models were cut into dozens of pieces, shipped across the ocean, and reassembled in Brazil using reinforced concrete. It became the largest 3D puzzle of its time. Now imagine the construction site in 1926. No roads leading to the top. Only a small railway. Every material carried manually. Workers operated inside clouds, on slippery scaffolding, with almost zero visibility. And yet, not a single worker died during the entire 9-year construction. For that time it was nothing short of a miracle. From the outside, the statue looks like a solid block. But inside? It's a 12-story hollow structure. With staircases, corridors, and a complex internal framework. Deep inside the chest, there's even a hidden heart-shaped detail. A secret signature left by the engineer. To protect the structure, it was covered with a special material. Soapstone. Around 6 million tiny tiles were used. Each piece was placed by hand. Many by women who wrote names and prayers on the back of the tiles. So this monument isn't just built with stone. It's built with human emotion. But danger still exists. Because standing on an exposed peak, the statue is constantly struck by lightning. To survive, it uses a Faraday cage system, channeling electricity safely into the ground. Still, in 2014, a powerful strike destroyed part of the thumb, which had to be repaired by expert climbers working at terrifying heights. On October 12, 1931, when the lights turned on for the first time, the world witnessed something extraordinary. Not just art, not just engineering, but a perfect fusion of both. Christ the Redeemer is more than a monument. It's the result of 9 years of relentless work, millions of hand-placed stones, and one bold vision. A vision that transformed an impossible mountain into a global icon. Because in the end, engineering isn't just about calculations. It's about the courage to build the impossible. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories behind the world's greatest creations.